Hello YouTube, back in the day toys here with two car boot haul videos combined. It's been a particularly wet couple of weekends, so this is a combination of three car boots, two last week and one this week, but the pickings are slim to say the least. So the first car boot sale, we found this Discworld game and the instructions manual and Discworld Noir. We got all three of those for £1. May not be worth anything, so that might be a waste of time. The bloke who beat me to it was pulling out Sega CDs. So he had a Sega Sonic CD, so he did well, me not so much. Found these three signed cassettes. They're all sort of jazz people. Bob Hall and Helen Shapiro and Beryl Bryden. That was 3 for £1, so hopefully signed jazz musicians go for some good money. This was the first car boot. This is probably the only toy I really found there. Thought this kind of looked like Wolverine's face here, and then when I open this up, it does actually say Marvel 1991 Toy Biz. But yeah, I've never seen that before. Clearly missing bits, but a weird and wacky little thing. Got this little Demogorgon sort of Funko Pop looking thing. He was only 50p. And same seller had this weird looking thing. This was also 50p. Couldn't leave that odd thing behind, could I? What else did I get at that car boot? Oh, I also got this Guardians of the Galaxy comic book. And then this little pile here, this was a 20p box. So they have this tiny My Little Pony thing. Another sealed My Little Pony thing. Two little bracelets for kids. And this unopened Ted Baker body souffle. It's weird. So yeah, that was the first car boot. Second one was a lot smaller. Found these in a 20p box. This disco avocado. This donut that wiggles its butt. And this shark that's currently eating someone's leg. There we go. I think this came from the first car boot. This was 50p. Seashell. £2 for some walkie-talkies. Still got to put some batteries in there to check them. And this whole bag of Lego was £1. No minifigures, just odds and sods. Also found this bag of Lego at a charity shop during the week for £1. And this How to Grow Monster Vegetables, just because I like the art, for 50p. They also had this little Pokemon plushie for 50p. And this box of Pokemon cards was £5. These two are fake. This one and this one, you can tell from their dodgy looking backs. So Detective Pikachu there, but you can see the colour difference between the backs, gives it away. These ones all look real though, so there's a couple of EXs and Pikachu EX, some Pokemons whose names I don't know. All these ones are holos. These are rares, but like non-holo rares. And then there's a few of the old reverse hollows as well. Nothing very exciting, but hopefully more than a £5's worth of Pokemon cards. They also had these 3 bikes from American Chopper. These were a £5 each. Looked on eBay because I'm really not into this sort of thing. The prices of these are wild. Sometimes they're selling between like £20 and £40 each, and then other times I've seen them where they're selling like 2 for a £5. It's mental. So don't quite know how to gauge the value of those. This last car boot, where I got these choppers and Pokemon cards, they had a gas mask that was from the Home Guard in World War II. And I should have picked it up. They wanted £40. It had a bag, it had an ammunition belt, and loads of other bits. And I tried looking it up on eBay. By the time I looked it up on eBay and found out it was worth some serious money, some other bugger had bought it for £30. But never mind, win some, you lose some. And then this is today's haul. Almost all of this came from the same seller, which is mental, really. We'll do all the other things first. So I got these 4 bottles for £1.50. This one says Bovril, 40 ounce. Another Bovril one. This one says G's Fluid. And this said something like made in Sheffield or something like that. I don't know, but old bottles might be worth something, perhaps. Who knows? And then these knockoff bootleg Pokemon cards. I never normally pick these up, but these were 4 for £1, so I thought 25p each. I'll have some more bootleg Pokemons. Bought this hand for £1. Don't know why, just did. And then everything else came from this same seller. So, obviously, I'm more into toys, so I found this. Don't know what this dude's from. I think it's like Fisher Price. Someone else told me it's RoboCop. Don't think it is RoboCop, but he looks like he's got some age. This guy's definitely a vintage G.I. Joe. They were £1 each. He also has these things, which he said were called Fat American Soldiers, and were from those ball machines in Japan, because he'd been to Japan. Gapicon, something like that. Forget what they're called, but yeah, I thought they were really cool. So bought both of those. Oh, that one's packet split, is it? Yeah, I really like these things. They were sealed in the packet, but this one's split. But yeah, they're really cool looking things. So they were all £1 each. Wanted a tenner for this. He said it's from a PlayStation 1 game that he couldn't remember the name of. I think he's probably right, because when you take his backpack off and you look at the markings on the back, it says Sony Computer Entertainment. Have never seen that printed on an action figure before. Eventually, he came down to a £5. He had these things, which are like build-your-own models that have been painted, but I do really like the look of them. He wanted a £5 each for them. I think in the end he would take £4 each for them, but I did think they were really cool, so I got those from him too. He had this. Don't know if you'll see it with the light reflecting, this awesome Godzilla fighting this monster thing. And he also had these as well, this beautiful Japanese style artwork thing. Again, things he all picked up in Japan. He wanted £3 each for those, and he wanted a tenner for this, which seems extortionate to me. In the end, he did this one for £5 and £3 for the rest, but still expensive. He had this Cosmic Discovery Mechanical Animal Dragon Mac, sold as seen. He said it's missing one bit. I haven't built the thing yet, but the bit he thinks it's missing is this bit here. He said a tenner for that, and eventually came down to a £5. Can't find anything like this on eBay at all, so no idea what sort of value it has. It's one of those things where if you buy other ones, you can build different things. So that's how he's meant to be normally, but you can make him into a car or all sorts of madness. So yeah, that was a bit crazy. And then he had all these comics that were £1 each, so I bought a big stack of them. So you got the Dark Phoenix Saga, Wasteland Book 1. This is a graphic novel. He's got The Boys Volume 2, a graphic novel. Chasing Dogma, Kevin Smith book, which is awesome. Wasteland Book 2. EVE Prototype, never heard of that. Again, graphic novel. This one just a comic, 30 Days of Night again, but that's issue 1. 100-page spectacular of Infestation CVO, the Covert Vampiric Operations. You got a Superman there from 1992. You got a Warhammer Age of Sigma Destruction Battle Tomb Sons of Behemoth. You got another Dark Phoenix Saga from X-Men that looks like it clearly came from a charity shop. Weird Tales of War. I think there's issue 1 to 4 here. One of them has Garth Ennis on. Oh, sorry, excuse the cat walking into the shot there. Battle Pope, which I think is done by Robert Kirkman from The Walking Dead, but we'll find out. Wolverine Unleashed, The Last One, another Superman from 92. Citadel Miniatures Modelling Guide, Warhammer 40,000 Death Guard, the Space Hulk Rule Book, Space Hulk Mission Book, Sanction Spawn graphic novel, 3 copies of Filler Bunny, issues 1, 2, and 3. This is by Jonas Vasquez. Apologies if I'm getting the name wrong. He's the guy who did John of the Homicidal Maniac and Squee. Human, I Feel Sick, again another Jonah Vasquez one. Wormwood, The Gentleman Corpse, issues 0 to 2, I think. Dracula, The Company of Monsters, issue 1. Marauder the She-Wolf, a Marvel graphic novel, which looks weird. Put the Book Back on the Shelf, which seems to be full of all sorts of different things. And the official movie, Aliens Guide. So all of those were £1 each, graphic novels and comics. And this he did for £2. Dragons of Fury, the martial arts card game. Have never seen anything quite like this myself. but it says it's from 1994. I kind of just liked that it looked like it was a VHS, so we chucked that in the pile. So that's 2 weeks worth of car booting. Oh, forgot, I bought this 90s style jacket, but it doesn't actually fit me, which is a real shame. But I really love the colours on that. My God, if that fitted me. But yeah, it's just a bit too small, unfortunately. But yeah, another little car boot haul video. Shout out to the Brown-Ups guys who I bumped into the car boot yet again. Hope they had a good day, 'cause things weren't looking so good for anyone at the car boot sale today. But yeah, if anyone has any idea on these bikes or any of the comics or the Cosmic Discovery or basically any of the nonsense included in today's video, feel free to get in touch. Oh, and there's another YouTuber that's got a video ready to launch from back in the day. He's not been active for a few years, but like all of us, toy collectors seem to be coming back to YouTube in 2023. So stay tuned for an old face making a reappearance. All the best, guys. Bye.